Mike from Homestead Ain't Easy, and today we're going to be prepping our Quonset Hut arches for installation. So what I'm going to be doing is wiping them down first on the interior face of the arch pieces, so the oil from the manufacturer gets washed off. We're going to be doing spray foam insulation once the arches are all up, and just so it has a clean surface to adhere to, so there's no oils or anything left from the factory, I'm going to be wiping them down with, I'm using odorless mineral spirits, but you could really use any solvent-based paint thinner, lacquer thinner, xylene, toluene, any solvent-based thinner slash cleaner for metal or paint. So when these ribs are stamped or made into this shape, at the factory they use an oil so the metal part that's stamping these pieces doesn't stick to the metal or leave any kind of coloring or anything on the metal. So that oil, even though they wash them or treat them with heat or whatever at the factory, some of that oil residue is still bound to be left on the surface of the metal when you get it. And actually I can smell it on the rib pieces. So we were laying some of them out, getting ready to get going on putting the arches up, and I could smell that. And that was my first thought, is I want a really clean surface to for the spray foam insulation to adhere to. So went to Home Depot, got a 1-gallon can of odorless mineral spirits, a glass jar to keep it in. You want either glass or metal. And then I'm going to be using microfiber rags, but you could use cloth rags, whatever rag you want, just make sure it's a nice clean rag. So I'm going to have my mineral spirits in this jar, top on so it doesn't evaporate out too much as I'm working, and then I'll just be able to dip my rag in at that point and clean off the surface. The way they came on the skids, this is already the interior surface, so that's perfect that they're facing up. I'm going to come through and put a little system together to where I wipe one down. I'm going to lay down a drop cloth over there on my gravel pile, and then I'm going to wipe one down, transfer it to the drop cloth, wipe the next one down, stack that on top. So then I'll have a stack of ribs over there on the gravel that I know have already been washed with the mineral spirits, and then we won't have to worry about doing that later on before we put on the spray foam insulation. So let's go. Let's get break time, damn it. You can see we're starting to lay pieces out over here. We'll have to kind of clear the way. We're gonna go rent a scissor lift tomorrow. Today's Sunday, so we're gonna go rent a scissor lift tomorrow and park it over here on this end of the slab and start getting to work on putting arches together. 4 or 5 of them we'll put together on the ground at a time, and then we'll start raising them and connecting them. Exciting. Process is starting to get started. Thank you for joining, and if anybody told you homesteading is easy, they're a damn liar. Homesteading ain't easy. Alright everybody, see you at the next step.